Willa just asked me to cover her shift, but she didn't say it was at a night bar. No, I'm not. Something's wrong with that drink.
You want to run? Come on, go ahead. Try running again.
The drink I just had was tampered with. Find out who did it.
Yes?
Help.
Is this the cold-blooded ruler in the capital, Mr. Chad?
I'm so hot.
Are you even an adult? I'll take responsibility. If it hurts, just bite it.
Oh no, what did I do? Heard from people last night that he's known as the ruler who's cold-blooded. I'd better stay away from him.
Rachel, hurry over. Explain what happened last night. I just asked you to cover for me. Why did you run halfway through?
Willa.
Wow, look at this. A wonderful night?
Willa, I think of you as my closest friend. Take my advice. Don't do that job anymore. It's way too dangerous.
All right. I won't ask you to cover my shifts anymore. Give me back my badge.
I think I lost it.
You almost got me screwed, and now my badge is gone too. What exactly can you do well? Hurry up, get a move on. You really get on my nerves.
Welcome, Mr. Chad.
Mr. Chad, based on the employee badge, we've found that the woman with you last night lives here?
It's an ancestral jade pendant of the Chad family, with my destined one's blood on it. It will shine brightly. I originally thought it was just a legend. But what happened last night made me have to believe it. All right, I'm gonna see her.
Why are you back again? You're Mr. Chad?
The girl I took last night was you. Right?
Last night, the one who spent the night with Rachel was Mr. Chad.
Don't be nervous,
Your employee badge was left at the hotel. We found you through it.
Looks like they got the wrong person. Perhaps I should just go along with the mistake. Then I'll have endless fortune in my life. Oh yes, it's mine. Thank you, Mr. Chad.
This woman seems different from last night. I remember you didn't wear perfume last night.
Well, because I sweated too much. Just a little.
Here's $50 million. Besides, pack your things and move into the apartment I have. I'll arrange for someone to pick you up.
Rachel, sorry. I'll have to take your place of the Mrs. Chad for you.
Only once. How did I end up pregnant? Don't worry, baby. Mom will earn money to take care of you. This place offers the highest salary for maids. I hope I can pass the interview.
Mr. Chad, I'm sorry. Mr. Chad, please give me another chance. Mr. Chad!
This woman got kicked out in just half a minute.
Mr. Chad despises women who try to seduce him.
Hey, shh. Mr. Chad is coming out.
It's the guy from that night. He's so unkind. If he recognizes me, I'll be screwed.
Wait.
Oh no, did he recognize me?
Lift your chin up. Why do I feel like I've seen her before?
Mr. Chad, Mrs. Chad is back.
Mrs. Chad didn't feel well living in the apartment, so I took her here. Sorry, it's Ms. Lin.
He has a wife, yet still fooling around.
Are you talking bad about me?
No, I didn't say anything.
Dressing plainly and bowing her head all along, so seems she's really here to work. I'll pay you $8 grand a month, room and board included. Your job is to be my maid, will you?
8 grand? Seriously? Why me?
Laura. Start dinner earlier tonight.
He's offering me such a high salary. I won't badmouth him anymore.
Rachel! Take the herbal medicine to Mr. Chad. I've still got things simmering in the pot.
All right.
Give my back a massage first. Why aren't you wearing shoes?
I'm just worried. I may make your carpet dirty. I'll head out right now.
Hold on.
Rachel? What's she doing here?
Are you all right?
You seem quite scared of me. I'm not a monster.
I'm concerned about your health. You shouldn't always rely on medicine. How about I make you some stomach-friendly dishes?
Take care of yourself first, little girl.
This nobleman actually bent down to help me with my shoes.
All right. You can leave now. Who's there?
Mr. Chad,
Why are you here?
it's been a whole month since you last visited me, so I specifically sent the masseuse away to come and massage you personally.
Who told you to do that? You better behave yourself. Don't bother me.
Sheldon is definitely interested in Rachel. I have to kick Rachel out of here. Otherwise, my cover will be blown sooner or later. Rachel, I was a bit harsh that day. Tomorrow, I want to apologize to you in person. Rachel, I hope you don't mind about that day.
It's okay. But I'm pregnant. I can't drink coffee.
What? Who's the father?
It's Mr. Chad. Sheldon Chad.
Sheldon must never find out that Rachel is pregnant with his child. Rachel, don't let him know. I heard that Mr. Chad tricks naive girls into sleeping with him and doesn't take any precautions. Then, he forces them to get rid of the kids.
But he doesn't seem like that kind of person.
I've seen plenty of such girls in nightclubs. Those wealthy families would never allow ordinary folks like us to have their children. There are 16 grand on this card. Just take it and leave. He must never find out.
I see. I'll leave.
Help me make a fake pregnancy report. Be hurry. Rachel, once you're gone, I'll move in with Mr. Chad legitimately. By then, the fake will become real.
This is the first meal I've made for you. And it's the last one too. Consider it a farewell. Mr. Chad, don't you like the food?
Please pack all these up. I'm taking it with me.
This is the first time Mr. Chad packs food away. He found out that Mrs. Chad is pregnant. Maybe he wants her to try it.
Willa is right. Only the legitimate wife is worthy of carrying Mr. Chad's child.
Why aren't you guys eating?
Mr. Chad, don't you usually have your meals at the private chef's place?
Well, someone at home insisted on cooking for me. Why are you all eating takeout? Don't your family cook for you?
No, Mr. Chad, that's so sweet.
Mr. Chad. Ms. Lin just called. I told her you've been in meetings. She then went over to the mansion.
Mr. Chad, can you come home earlier today? I have something to tell you.
Get a car ready. I'll go home.
Should I wait for Mr. Chad to come back and say goodbye in person? Yes. No.
Rachel, Mrs. Chad is here. Come with me to the door to greet her.
Willa, why are you here?
Damn, didn't she leave? She took my money, yet still want to stay and seduce Mr. Chad? Before Mr. Chad returns, I have to make her give up first. Let me be honest with you. I am Mr. Chad's wife, the mistress of the Chad family.
Willa, why didn't you let me know before? Do you have any concerns?
Girls, take her away.
Mrs. Chad, Rachel is still young. You...
Shut up. I am the mistress of this house. If you don't follow my orders, once I officially marry into this family, you'll pay for this. Take her away.
Help me, Mr. Chad.
What's happening here?
The maid has been quite disobedient. We've had to discipline her. It's no big deal. You don't have to worry about it.
Laura, the servants indeed need a good round of discipline. It's work time. Everyone should be serious.
Yes, I'll keep it in mind.
What are you waiting for? Hurry up and take her away. Mr. Chad, how come you're back so early today?
I warned you, don't come to this house. You heard me? I'm worn out. Ask Rachel to come to my room and give me a massage.
Rachel!
What's wrong? Why are you faltering? Where is she?
Mr. Chad, what a bummer. Rachel just resigned and left.
Do you know her?
Yeah, she's a friend of mine. She has a short attention span and a very laid-back attitude. Nothing she does ends up well.
She just texted me asking me to get back early on you, and now you're telling me she quit. Laura, where on earth did Rachel go? Don't make me ask you again.
Yes, Mr. Chad. Rachel is the maid who was just taken away. She was taken to the backyard.
Don't you dare touch her.
I didn't expect you to lie about this and dream to replace me.
That's enough. See, my destined one's blood could make it shine bright. That night the woman with me has already awakened the jade. Just one more drop to see if the pendant shines, and we'll know who's genuine.
Mr. Chad, didn't you already find my badge at the hotel? I don't think it's necessary.
That night, you asked me to cover your shift using your badge.
Pardon me.
You've got some nerve. How dare you lie to me?
No, Mr. Chad. This jade pendant, there's something wrong with it.
Mr. Chad, can I give it a try?
Mr. Chad, see? It just... That's impossible.
It really was you that night. Why?
Mr. Chad, please forgive me. She made me do it. It has nothing to do with me, really.
Laura, fire all of these people. Since they can't keep their own hands in check, let them get broke then.
Yes.
It's the first time someone has dared to lie right in front of me.
Mr. Chad, I know I was wrong. I beg you, please give me another chance. I promise I won't do it again. Rachel, aren't we good friends? Please plead for me. Help me out, please.
The pain Rachel suffered, I'll make sure you pay back 1,000 times over. Ban Willa from the entire capital. Whoever dares to let her take one step into capital is going against the Chad family.
Mr. Chad, don't, Mr. Chad. Mr. Chad, you're ruining me.
Mr. Chad, I won't bother you. Please don't get rid of my baby.
What did you just say? You're pregnant or late?
What?
And they are triplets.
You must be my daughter-in-law, right? Oh my! You've not only broken our family limit of a single child per generation, but you also have 3 at once. With you, it's truly a blessing for our whole family. Hey, how did you get hurt?
I'll explain it to you later. Mom, Dad, what brings you here?
Come on. You get married without telling us. Your wife's even pregnant. We barely had time to prepare a wedding gift.
We haven't registered our marriage yet. And besides, I need to ask if she's willing. Rachel, will you marry me?
You want me to keep the babies? And you'll marry me?
Silly girl, you're pregnant with my child. I feel nothing but thrilled. Why wouldn't I want them? I got the wrong person before. From today on, You can rest assured and take care of the baby. You'll be my wife, the mistress of the Chad family. As long as you're willing.
Mr. Chad is my baby's father, and he treats me really well.
Rachel.
Oh, my dear daughter-in-law. Who did this to you? Quick, call a doctor. Hurry up,
Mrs. Chad is in fragile health. She can't be put through so much stress.
Look how skinny she is. She must have suffered a lot.
Keep your voice down. Rachel is still sleeping. Poor girl. Sheldon, I've already helped you get the marriage certificate. You should take good care of her.
With me around her, no one will dare to mess with her.
Mr. Chad, Mrs. Chad is injured, so it's inconvenient for her to bathe. A gentle wipe will do. Would you like to do it yourself, or...
Leave it to me. Mom, you two must be exhausted from the journey. Get some rest first. Are you feeling better?
Mr. Chad, thank you for saving me. How long was I asleep? I'm sorry, I couldn't help falling asleep.
It's all right. I'll wait for you no matter how long. You're injured, so it's not convenient to bathe. Let me wipe you down.
What? Wipe? Ape? I can do it myself.
Good girl. Just relaxing.
The rumored cold and ruthless Mr. Chad is being so gentle in cleaning me up. Am I really not dreaming? What are you doing?
I'm just wiping your back.
No need for that.
You're blushing. What's on your mind?
Nothing.
I'm really just wiping your back. I won't do anything else.
He's just wiping my back. Looks like I misunderstood him.
From now on, I won't let any harm come to you. Get some good rest.
Everything that happened today feels so unreal.
Mrs. Chad, what do you want for lunch?
Lunch? How about some vegetable soup? Vegetables are affordable. That should be okay.
Mrs. Chad, you're pregnant right now. Isn't eating so little unhealthy?
Then let's add an egg.
All right, Mrs. Chad.
After Rachel has a good rest, I'll take her to get some new clothes. Wait a minute. Is this food for Rachel? Let me check. She is pregnant, and you're just giving her this to eat?
I'm sorry, Elder Mrs. Chad. This is the dish Mrs. Chad ordered. I dare not defy her.
She's just afraid of spending money.
Get up. Don't give her this. Take my nourishment soup to her. Also, have the top 10 chefs from Michelin-starred restaurants each prepare one of their specialty dishes and deliver them here. Rachel. Why are you sleeping here, dear?
Mom? Mr. Chad. I'm afraid to dirty the bed.
Oh dear, you're the mistress of the Chad family now, so you can sleep wherever you want. Mom had some soup for you. Have a taste. Too hot? Come on. It should be fine now.
Who could have guessed? My son is actually so considerate towards his wife. Rachel, we're your family now. As Mrs. Chad, you mustn't let others underestimate you. After the meal, I'm taking you to the mall for shopping.
Elder Mrs. Chad, you don't have to.
Listen to us.
Fine.
Rachel.
Mr. Chad, why don't we forget about it? There are too many people here.
The store has already been cleared out. Mr. Chad, Elder Mrs. Chad, and Mrs. Chad, welcome.
Rachel, remember this. You'll no longer have to stand in line because we are Vika.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
That's not what she means. What's on display are all regular models. They're not worthy of you. Show them now. Except for this one, that one. And those from this display case. Wrap the rest up from VIC's collection. Come here, Rachel. Sheldon, what are you waiting for? Swipe the card.
Mr. Chad, Elder Mrs. Chad, that's too expensive.
Rachel seemed still so polite to me. Sheldon.
Are the things ready?
Yes. Mrs. Chad, Elder Mrs. Chad bought you several standalone villas by the seaside. And these are from Mr. Chad. He selected a helicopter and the helipad space for you. All you need to do is sign the papers, and everything will be yours.
You don't like it?
I do, of course. Well, thank you, Elder Mrs. Chad and Mr. Chad.
What did you call us?
Thanks, Mom. And hubby.
It's nothing, babe. What are you thinking? You're like a kid walking barefoot on the ground. What if you get a cold?
Mr. Hubby, Catherine prepared so many gifts for me, I don't even know how to repay her.
This week is Mom's birthday. How about we go to the auction and buy her a gift?
But I don't have any money.
Darling, my money is yours. I just need to turn off the lights. Why are you closing your eyes? Looks like you're overthinking it.
I am not.
Good night, my sweetheart.
Mr. Chad is here. Mr. Chad is coming. Mr. Chad is here. It's really Mr. Chad.
Mr. Chad, I heard you rarely attend events like this. Is this your new date?
This is my newly wedded wife. She usually prefers to keep a low profile. If any photos of her get out, I'll shut down the newspaper that leaks even one.
Is this what it feels like to be protected?
You are my partner walking by my side, Rachel. Don't be scared.
Mandy, I heard Mr. Chad will also attend the auction today. Everyone knows your Jones family and the Chad family are close. Only you can match up with Mr. Chad.
That's for sure. It's Sheldon. Wait, who's the woman next to him?
Isn't that Rachel, the famous pauper in our school?
How dare she try to get close to Sheldon? She's asking for trouble. Let's go.
Isn't that Mr. Chad? This is my first time seeing him at an event like this.
Am I seeing things? Mr. Chad actually is with a girl?
Ma'am, this is the exclusive VIP area. Please take your seat as specified.
Why can't I sit here? If someone of her low status can sit here, why can't I?
The girl is brought by Mr. Chad. I have no right to ask about it.
Levi Auction House. Became so lowbrow, huh? Seems like just anyone can sneak in. Rachel, you don't even have $10 with you, do you?
Do you know her?
They look down on my family's situation. and bullied me at school.
Remember, not fighting back will only make the bullying worse. Besides, you're now the mistress of the Chad family. No one can lay a finger on you.
You're right.
Everyone, welcome to today's Salivi auction. Let's turn our attention to item number 1, the Golden Phoenix. The starting price is 16 grand.
Mr. Chad, this is quite valuable. You must get it.
Young lady, this item is poorly made, and it's clearly no good.
Still too young. She should see the world more.
Such a country bumpkin. Poor and ignorant. Don't embarrass yourself by hanging around Sheldon.
Miss, do I know you?
Sheldon? Did you forget me? I'm the daughter of the Jones family. We used to play together when we were kids, remember?
I never waste time on remembering a nobody.
Sheldon.
Miss Jones, watch your words. Otherwise, your father's pleading for the East Suburb project will be in vain.
Mr. Chad, please believe me. This thing is really valuable. I'm not talking nonsense.
Silly girl, I'll believe anything you say. I need to take a call. You can choose whatever you like. I'll get your back.
Everyone can start bidding now. 20 grand.
Get a bargain with 20 grand. I'll make you spend some good money. 30 grand.
40 grand.
This is madness. Spending 40 grand on this?
Mandy, since no one else wants this cheap item, why not just leave it to her? She'll lose much.
40 grand going once. 40 grand going twice. 40 grand 3 times. Sold.
Rachel, the collection requires cash payment, then you can take it. 40 grand is nothing to everyone here, but to you, I'm afraid you'll get broke.
Ma'am, are you paying in cash or?
Swipe the card.
That's a black card for people with assets over billions worldwide. There's only one in the capital.
Could she be some hidden tycoon?
Someone who's been on financial aid at school dares to pretend to be rich? Rachel, is there even $10 in that card?
What? A poor college student dares to come to the Salivi auction? It's ridiculous.
You'll know if it's real as soon as you swipe it.
The card can't be recognized. Payment failed.
What? What's going on here? Is there something wrong with the machine?
Ma'am, why don't you try another card?
But this is the only card I have.
Rachel, once the auction bid is made, it is non-refundable. Isn't this a fraudulent auction? Get her out of here.
Hold on.
They are the heads of the 4 big banks in the world.
Ms. Muriel, the amount on your card is too large. Normal POS machines don't have the authority to process it. Received Mr. Chad's orders. We came to deliver the money to you.
This card belongs to Mr. Chad. Where is Mr. Chad?
Mr. Chad probably feel embarrassed with this useless person, so he just left. Rachel, did you pick this card up from Mr. Chad secretly?
No, I didn't.
If that's the case, why did Mr. Chad give you such an important card, but himself left? A lowly person like you is more likely to be dishonest. Security, get her out of here.
Let me go.
Save your story for the police.
Stop it right now. Are you all right?
Oh God, you're here.
Sheldon, this woman stole your black card. Luckily, I caught her.
I gave my card to my wife. Do you have a problem with that?
What, this woman is Mr. Chad's wife? No wonder she spent 40 grand to buy that useless thing.
You who touches my wifey, today will have to pay the price.
How's that even possible? Sheldon, what's so special about her? She's the poorest person in our school. Someone like her might carry some germs.
Plus, anyone who insults my wife will suffer the consequences.
Don't get too smug. Even if Sheldon is protecting you, it can't change the fact that you have poor taste. You buy things just as useless as yourself.
How can you be so sure this thing is worthless? How about we make a bet?
Sure, bring it on. This thing is valuable, I'll give you $1 million. But if it's worthless, you better get ready to leave Sheldon.
Fine, don't regret it.
She just smashed it?
Rachel, did the bad deal drive you crazy?
There's another smaller hairpin inside this crest.
Wait, if I'm not mistaken, this should be an ancient millennia-old hairpin. It's a priceless treasure. It's been lost for a long time. Someone once offered $1 billion to find it.
What are you talking about? How could this possibly be a treasure?
Ms. Jones, you might not know, this is a professor at the Archaeology Institute. His judgment can't be wrong.
Mrs. Chad, may I purchase it with a hefty sum? It may have significant research value.
It's your choice whether to give it. You don't have to make yourself feel bad.
Not at all. In that case, I'll donate it to the Archaeology Institute. After all, it holds great importance for archaeological history.
Thank you, Mrs. Chad. That's so kind of you.
I didn't expect you to be so impressive.
Wait, Mandy, you haven't forgotten our bet, have you? When are you gonna give me the money?
Sheldon, our families are always on good terms.
It's between you and Rachel. Besides, I'm not familiar with you, Ms. Jones.
Mandy, please?
I don't care who you are. The position of Mrs. Chad has to be mine.
Let's give a warm welcome to the second auction piece. A painting named Mount to Sea was created by Maureen Zimmer, the master of traditional painting. The starting bid is $1 million.
My mother loves Mr. Maureen Zimmer's paintings. How about this as a gift?
No. It's obviously a fake.
Oh, why is that opinion?
The paintings of Mr. Maureen Zimmer are characterized by light and gentle brushwork, with careful attention to color combinations. But the painting on stage has brushstrokes that are too heavy, with a completely messy color palette. It's clearly a copy.
I didn't expect you to have such expertise in paintings.
There's a lot more to me than you might have expected. That was a quick word. Why am I showing off in front of Mr. Chad? Sorry, Mr. Chad. I was just kidding.
You little fool. Around me. Just be yourself. I love it.
But when in front of others, can I be like this too?
Of course. You are now my wife. You can do whatever you want.
$3 million.
Didn't you say this painting is fake? Why are you even buying it?
I'm pretending to bid because Mandy is bound to bid against me. Wait until the price is pushed high enough, then Mandy will pay a fortune for a fake painting.
I never expected you to become more intriguing.
Don't you want it? I won't let you have your way. 3,100,000?
Oh dear. This painting looks very valuable. I'll offer $5 million.
Mrs. Chad is incredibly generous, bumped the bid up by $2 million in one go. It's all thanks to Mr. Chad's affection.
Mandy, I've heard that Elder Mrs. Chad loves Mr. Maureen Zimmer's paintings the most. If you manage to get it and give it to her as a birthday present, she'll definitely be satisfied with you. When the time comes, you don't have to compete with Rachel.
$6 million?
Mrs. Chad, are you planning to increase your bid?
Since she wants it so much, I'll just let her have it.
Rachel, nobody in this world dares to compete with me over something. Both the person and the painting will have to be mine.
Hey, what if Mandy finds out that the painting she bought is fake?
I honestly don't care. What I really want to know is about you. You have such great skills. How come you live so hard?
Back then, my mom took away all my earnings. But now, everything's fine. Today, I made $1 million. I'm going to return the money you spent on that hairpin.
Little girl, watch yourself. Keep the money for your own spending. There's no need to be so formal.
Okay, I won't... Oh no, I gave the hairpin to the Archaeology Institute. Mom's birthday gift. What should I do now?
No need to worry. I've got the gifts all set.
No, anyway, I need to prepare a gift myself.
You've been thoughtful. It's getting late. You should get some sleep.
Is this prepared for me?
Do you like it?
Yeah, I really do. I'll go arrange the flowers.
Leave these to the maids.
I'm still not quite used to having others do things for me. Do I have to get used to this?
Yes, so you can remember you are the one in charge. You are the master of yourself. No need to fear anyone.
I have a plan. It could work, I guess.
What's it?
Go arrange the flowers for me.
Me? Flowers?
Didn't you say? I need to remember that I'm the one in charge?
I never thought. You're quite cunning.
Why? Don't want to do it?
As you command, my lady.
He looks really handsome.
Staring at me. What do you want?
Oh, nothing. The flowers are arranged. Could you please pour me a glass of water? I'm taking back what I said. I'll rephrase it. Go and pour me a glass of water. Okay, I'd also like an orange. A peeled orange. I don't want the pith too. Am I being a bit too much?
It's fine to be too much. My love for you is also too much.
All right, go ahead. I didn't expect I'd have a day being ordered. Mr. Chad?
Honey, are you satisfied with my service?
Yeah, sure.
Then, could I get a little tip?
I'm feeling sleepy. You should get some rest too. We'll attend Mom's birthday party tomorrow.
Rachel, I'll wait until the day you're ready.
Mrs. Chad, do you still remember me? I'm Mandy Jones. My dad went on a business trip, so he sent me to celebrate your birthday.
Oh, you're from the Jones family. Please, send my regards to Mr. Jones.
Of course, today.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Come here, sweet girl. Let me introduce you to everyone. This is Rachel, my daughter-in-law.
So this is Mrs. Chad. I've heard Elder Ms. Chad mention you. Now I see that you and Mr. Chad are indeed a perfect match.
Thank you, everyone. But my wife is a bit shy.
Stop putting on airs and graces. A chicken remains a chicken. You'll never become a phoenix. Elder Mrs. Chad, I heard from my father that you like Mr. Marine Zimmer's paintings. A while back, I specially bought his painting, Mount to Sea, as your birthday gift.
So the painting? Miss Jones spent $6 million in the Salavi auction house is a present to greet Elder Ms. Chad, right? How thoughtful.
Mandy, thank you.
This painting doesn't look authentic.
Rachel, stop talking nonsense.
Anyone who knows about art can tell. This painting's colors are chaotic, and the strokes are too forceful. This is not a work of Master Marine.
Someone like you could never have a master's artwork. Have you ever seen an original? Stop pretending.
Rachel is my daughter-in-law. Miss Jones, are you insinuating something? Are you saying the Chad family is ignorant? All right. Bring the original painting by Master Marine from my study to show them?
Yes.
Well, the colors in this painting are indeed incorrect. The painting paper of Miss Jones is noticeably coarser.
The master changed his skills.
It's simple to tell genuine from fake. Every time Mr. Zimmer finishes a painting, he uses a special brush to sign his name on it. We can try it with a flashlight, and we'll find out.
But no one has ever heard of Mr. Zimmer having this habit.
Of course, you didn't know. Except for those close to him. My mentor never mentions it to others.
Rachel, don't just put some hearsay out as the truth. That's not funny.
We'll see if she's right soon.
In this painting, there's really Mr. Zimmer's name. The one Miss Jones took doesn't have a signature. Could the painting actually be a fake?
Impossible!
Are you saying that Master Marine has given me a fake himself? Rachel, you're so awesome.
Sadly, Miss Jones has spent a lot on a fake.
Rachel, you did it on purpose. You knew it all along, didn't you?
This is the Chad Mansion. If you dare to stir up trouble, get out of here.
Rachel, since you're so capable, why don't you bring out the gift? You prepared to show everyone?
Mom, here it is. I painted it myself.
Oh, let me see.
Bring it up.
Rachel, your painting is really good. I love it.
I knew it. Without Sheldon's help, you can't even offer a good gift.
Wait, this painting seems to be Mr. Zimmer's personal student Madison's work.
How is that even possible to be Madison's work?
Exactly. Did you get the wrong person? Madison has never appeared in public. The paintings circulating in the market are just a few pieces. That's why it's nearly priceless.
And it attracts many scholars to study and admire it. It must be her. The strokes are vigorous. And the colors are bold, especially that skills passed down by Mr. Zimmer. That's why the style of her painting is so much like Mr. Zimmer's work.
I never imagined Mrs. Chad would be Mr. Zimmer's student. Mr. Chad, you two are truly a perfect match. Elder Mrs. Chad, you are blessed.
With Rachel here, she's a blessing herself.
Honey, I can't believe you prepared another surprise for me.
Mr. Chad, everyone is watching.
This painting is completely fake. Rachel is not Mr. Zimmer's student. Look, this painting is right in someone else's private museum.
I find this painting a bit familiar. I have seen it at this museum.
I painted it myself. How could it be fake?
The one in Mrs. Chad's hand is the real...
That means Rachel stole it from others. You thief, you should be taken to the police.
Rachel is the mistress of the Chad family. Who dares to touch her?
Here comes Master Marine.
Sir, you're...
Elder Mrs. Chad, I am Master Marine's youngest student. My mentor got delayed on the way. He asked me to bring you some ginseng and snow lotus flowers as a birthday gift.
I see. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Put this away.
Since you're Marine's student, then you must be familiar with the work of Madison, right?
Of course I am.
Why is he here? Mr. Chad, are you all right?
Rachel?
Do you know Rachel?
Yeah, Rachel is Madison, my senior.
So this painting is truly her work?
She's right here. Why would anyone doubt that?
Good girl. I never thought you'd be so impressive. So, you're the famous painter, Madison?
Absolutely. Rachel is my mentor's prize student.
Everyone knows that. Master Marine has only one student, Madison. And who are you, little brat? Are you just an actor, hired to play the part?
Well, you just hit the nail on the head. I have a friend who is quite close to Marine Zimmer. How come I never heard of this young student of his?
Indeed. Everyone knows Mr. Zimmer rarely takes on trainees. They gotta have great talents. Their backgrounds must be pure. Besides, they have to be liked by Mr. Zimmer. But I heard that Mrs. Chad's past story wasn't so great.
Well, see, my master retired years ago. He loves to travel around. So it's been a while since we saw him last time. How is it possible for your friend to approach him?
Brat. Why on earth would Mr. Zimmer have a big-mouthed disciple like you?
He's always straightforward and never lies.
Word has it that Mr. Zimmer only takes on male trainees. So, no way. Madison is a girl.
Exactly. I was lucky to see Mr. Zimmer from afar at an event. He was accompanied by a man. Everyone agreed. That guy was Madison. I say you're just putting on a show here.
He just told us that. Mr. Zimmer was already on the way here. The whole thing isn't settled yet. So guys, watch your mouth. I don't want any slanders against my wife.
Sheldon. What kind of spell has she cast on you? It is a felony for Rachel to steal paintings from a museum. She might end up in jail for years.
I'd like to see who has the guts to put my beloved student in jail.
Mr. Marine Zimmer stands in the spotlight again.
Mrs. Chad, sorry for crashing the party.
No, it's a great honor to have you here, Mr. Zimmer.
Mr. Zimmer, you came just in time. There is a person who's so shameless to pretend to be your student and put on a show here. She even stole paintings from the museum and claimed they were her works.
She didn't lie. This painting here is indeed a work of my best student, Madison, also known as Rachel. You really think I'm too old and stupid to recognize the works of my student?
What? Rachel is really Madison?
Mr. Zimmer, how are you?
Ma'am, I'm telling you that Rachel is indeed a good girl. She knows you like paintings. That's why she persuaded me to attend your party. I've brought a gift for you.
Wow, that's the authentic. In comparison, the fake one now looks ridiculous.
Mr. Zimmer, didn't you say you would not recruit strangers as your students?
The first time I met Rachel, I liked her a lot. My judgment turned out right. She's really talented. That's why I took her on. Besides, she reminds me of the kid of my friends John, Muriel, and Wynn.
John was the richest man in town, also the head of the Muriel family. But I was told that a disaster fell upon them and took away his life on the spot. Luckily, his wife barely survived.
That's right. He had a daughter. Unfortunately, she went missing. Her fate is still unknown. However, Wynn never stops searching for her daughter. They've been looking for a girl with a heart-shaped birthmark.
A heart-shaped birthmark? It seems that I saw it somewhere.
Mr. Chad, I haven't seen my mentor for a while. May I have a chat with him?
No need to ask for my permission. Just do whatever you want.
See you later.
My lady, your friend is here.
That's a lousy idea. I spent so much money buying a fake painting to send to Sheldon's mom. Do you know how awkward that was?
Mandy, I also didn't know Mr. Zimmer would show up. Easy there. I've got another idea.
Now, Sheldon regards Rachel as his treasure. What can we possibly do?
It is known that Rachel's mom prefers boys. Besides, her brother is a half-wit. Why don't we start with her mom and her brother? It is said that her brother has been into gambling lately. We can take advantage of this.
When the time comes, this scandal involving Rachel will inevitably affect the Chad family and its company's stock price. Let's see if other people in the Chad family will let Rachel go.
At that time, Mr. Chad will have to consider his relatives' interests even if he wants to side with Rachel. If things go in that direction, she'll end up being kicked out.
All right. Let's do it your way.
I'm done.
Hey, wait! Want to leave? Sure. Pay back the money you owe first.
$1 million. But I only borrowed $500,000. This is extortion.
What was that? Say that again.
I'm sorry, but I really don't have money now. Why don't you? Give me 3 more days.
3 more days? You really think we have the patience for you? Fool, didn't you brag your sister had married Mr. Chad? Go ask her for money. That's a good idea. However, you only have 3 days. If we still can't get the money, Brat, you know what will happen.
Tell me, how should I punish you if you keep your hair wet in the bed?
It won't happen again.
Looks like you're still not reassured about me. You didn't even tell me you were a student of Mr. Zimmer.
You didn't ask.
Oh? You have attempting nape.
You scared me. Are you a vampire?
If you hide things from me again, I can be scarier.
I'll be honest from now on.
How did you know, Mr. Zimmer?
When I was little, I was kicked out by Mom because I ate too much meats. When I was starving, Mr. Zimmer saved me. He felt pity for me and took me on. All these years, I've been giving what I earned to my mom. She said I was still underage and spent our money on my brother. Without Mr. Zimmer, I wouldn't live till now.
Is this how your mother has been treating you all along?
Well, basically, I had a high fever when I was 6. That fever took away my memories before then. She's been treating me like this since I was 6. I don't want to talk more about it. I'm going to bed now.
Go ahead. Sweetie, I've got something to handle. Go ask Mr. Zimmer if Mr. John Muriel's daughter has a birthmark the same as I just drew.
Oh.
I'm really sorry, Mom.
It's okay. Laura, what's wrong? Why do you look so worried?
My daughter suddenly fell ill. I got a rush over after work, yet I was so clumsy and bumped into you.
How about this? I'll help you with your work so you can rush to the hospital. It's kind of boring to stay at home alone. I'll explain it to Mr. Chad later.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Rachel, what are you doing there? You really scared me. You okay?
I'm fine. Relax.
How could I stay relaxed? You're now Sheldon's wife and pregnant with his child. You gotta be careful.
How could you give Rachel chores?
Mr. Chad, I asked for it myself. Don't blame them.
Rachel, you didn't marry me to be a maid here. Get it?
Yeah. However, Laura's daughter got sick. She got a rush to the hospital. My mom didn't love me when I was little. I know how it feels when one gets sick, yet without a mother's company. So, don't be mad.
You have a tough childhood. However, you're still so kind and considerate. That's really something.
You don't want me to do chores. However, I'm so bored at home. When you guys are busy with work, I want to go out and work.
It's just not the right time.
I'll take care of myself. After all, you're my shield.
Fine. You can have a job. Only if it is provided in our company.
Sure. Please don't tell others I'm your wife, or else I can't make friends there.
As you wish, sweetie.
No, I gotta keep an eye on Rachel in case she gets bullied. Go get me a set of cleaner's clothes. I gotta keep an eye on Rachel.
Got it.
Rachel is really gorgeous.
brat. I told you not to gamble. Now, you're in debt of $1 million. How could I possibly help you honor your debt?
What is the big deal? Don't forget about Rachel. She's married into a wealthy family. No way she can cut ties with us.
Yaren, do you think we can find Rachel here in the Chad group?
Well, if we can't find her, Mr. Chad will do. After all, Rachel is still part of our family. It's quite reasonable for her to pay off my debt.
That's right. She wants to live the good life alone after marrying a rich guy? Bah, not a chance.
You old witch, you just dirtied my new shirt. Can you even afford it?
Young man, what's your name? Which department are you from? How could you be so mean?
You're merely a janitor. Don't deserve to know his name. Tell you what? The head of the Chad group is my son-in-law.
Stop wasting our time on this janitor. Get out of my way, old bitch.
Catherine? Mom, are you all right?
I'm fine. Rachel, why do you care about a janitor so much? I'm your mother.
What are you here for?
What? You want to cut ties with your mom and brother after marrying into a wealthy family?
I shouldn't have got your hopes up. Now that you're a rich lady, you should have spent time with other rich ladies. How could you hang out with a stupid janitor? I just don't get it. How could you be so lucky to marry Mr. Chad?
I say, she must have spent a lot of time studying how to hit on men. That's why Mr. Chad likes her this much.
Shut your mouth. Yaren, do you know why you've not succeeded in anything yet? Because you're too arrogant. You just assume you're already something. In fact, you're no different from those scums.
How dare you talk to me like that? Am I wrong? Someone is destined to serve others, and you're one of those suckers. Deep inside, you're just a lowlife.
Hands off, Rachel!
You two lowlifes do share a mutual affection. Very well. I'll let Rachel go, only if you lick it clean.
Yaren, show some respect to her. This is my mother-in-law.
What did you say? This stupid janitor is your mother-in-law.
Get you a doctor first.
Hold on! That is to say, you were lying about your marriage with Mr. Chad?
That's hardly your concern. Let me go.
Rachel Lee, you really have no shame. You got toyed by someone, yet you dared to say you married Mr. Chad.
Crap! In that case, how can I pay off Yaren's debts? Rachel, I don't care whom you married, but your husband hasn't yet given us the bride price. Listen up. He must give it to us today.
Let her go. You are completely unreasonable. The bride price is for Rachel. What does that have to do with you?
You!
This is our family's matter. None of your concern, old witch. It's her fate to support me. So, she gotta give me the money she made. What's the point of her having so much money?
Rachel, she's not your cash cow. If you don't appreciate her, others will.
Listen up. A lowly janitor, like you, has no say in the Chad group.
Rachel, how dare you? Cause trouble here. You'll regret it.
Mom.
What? Trying to fight me with that broom? Old witch. You're too old for that. No way your son can sleep with Rachel for free. Give me the bride price.
Here comes Mr. Chad.
Let me help you.
Where do you think you are? Go outside if you want to fight.
Where is Sheldon Chad? Who are you? New face?
Mr. Chad got delayed. He'll be here soon. I'm a manager here, newly appointed by Mr. Chad. I came to greet his wife. By the way, how dare you, a janitor, call Mr. Chad by his full name? You've got a lot of nerve.
Don't you know me? I'm your boss's mother. Now hurry up and drag the two of them out of here.
How arrogant this lowly janitor is. Rachel, you better take her to see a doctor about this. Poverty has driven her crazy.
You're Mr. Chad's mother? Then I'm his dad. Get out of here in 3 seconds, or else you'll take the fall for pissing Mrs. Chad off.
Fine. Just you wait. I'm gonna call Sheldon now. None of you can get away with this.
Be my guest. If you could call him over, I would bark like a dog. Yet if you failed, the two of you would have to kowtow to me 10 times.
Rachel, call him now.
Keep acting.
I can't reach him, Mom.
He must be swamped.
Mom?
Still acting, huh? If Yaren and I hadn't come to see you, we would still be fooled by you now.
How dare you, janitor, try to pull strings with Mr. Chad. You really got some nerve.
Stop it.
Today, I gotta teach you a lesson.
Stop it.
You shouted so loudly just now. Why don't you try harder to kowtow to me?
Stop it, all of you.
Take a closer look at your good-for-nothing husband. How dare he pretend to be Mr. Chad?
Mr. Chad, please help me.
Mr. Chad, you came so quickly. These two liars are posing as your wife and mother, and I'm giving them a lesson.
Which hand did you use to hurt my wife and mom? You really got some nerve.
He really is Mr. Chad. Ha!
Mr. Chad, I was wrong. I didn't know they were your wife and mother. Please forgive me.
Take him away. I want him unemployed in town.
Got it.
No, Mr. Chad. No, Mr. Chad. Mr. Chad.
Mr. Chad, I'm Rachel's brother. It was all just a misunderstanding.
Yaron!
Now it's your turn. I'm gonna make you pay thousandfold for what you've done to Rachel.
Well, Mr. Chad, I raised Rachel from a young age. How could you?
Shut up. You're not Rachel's biological mother at all.
Mr. Chad, what are you talking about?
Mr. Zimmer, show Rachel's real family in.
Greetings, Ms. Muriel.
Well, Mr. Chad, it took me 10 months to give birth to Rachel. How could I not be her mother?
You call yourself a mom. You're so brutal to her. If it weren't for Rachel's tenacity, she would have died of your torture.
Elder Mrs. Chad is right. Rachel's father was once the richest person in Clodoria. She's from a wealthy family. How is it possible that she has an insolent mom like you?
Mr. Chad, is Mr. Zimmer telling the truth?
I saw that heart-shaped birthmark on your nape, so I drew it and sent it to Mr. Zimmer. I tried to figure out if he still remembered Ms. Muriel's birthmark.
My lady, pardon my rudeness. Please allow me to check it on the spot. This birthmark is exactly the same as the one in the picture. You're definitely Ms. Muriel.
This money is used to cut your ties with Rachel. Take it and get lost.
Sure. We'll take it and leave now.
Wait. Don't give them any money.
Rachel, how could you say that?
Exactly. Mom put a lot of effort into raising you. She deserves this money. How could you be so ungrateful? Are you even human?
A lot of effort? You mean how she kicked me out and left me to starve? Or you're talking about how she used my money to buy a car and treated me like a cash cow?
Rachel, you got me wrong. I had no choice back then.
All these years, I saw you give the money I earned to Yaren countless times. I've done all I could with kindness. From now on, you won't get any penny from me.
Sweetie, you matured a great deal. Looks like you still remember. It's what I have taught you. Tolerance only beefs up the bullying.
You ungrateful bitch. All these years, you've been living off of us.
From now on, you're no longer my family.
Drag them out and teach them a lesson. Make sure they dare not come back.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chad? No. Hands off me.
Mr. Zimmer, Am I really the daughter of John Muriel?
That's right. The two of them are not related to you by blood. Your biological mother is the most prestigious lady in Cloudoria.
Matters Rachel's lineage. You gotta be prudent, Mr. Zimmer.
Actually, the Muriel family never stopped searching for Ms. Muriel, especially her mother. She's been crying in tears. Even in her dreams, she was trying her best to look for the one with this birthmark. The moment I got Sheldon's drawing, I sent it to Mrs. Muriel instantly. She said she would never mistake her child for someone else.
Can I trust her?
Of course. She's arranged a grand banquet in the Royal Dragon Hotel for you right now. She's kept by business overseas. At the banquet, you'll meet her.
Rachel, you now have a mother who loves you a lot and will give you the noblest status.
Damn you, Rachel! How did you manage to get Sheldon, but also such a noble status? I won't let you get your way.
Stop it! Stop it! He's my only son! I'm begging you!
I gave you time to get the money, yet you let me down.
Just give us more time!
Mandy?
I got a job for you. If you can do it well, I'll help you clean off your debts.
Really?
What is it that you want?
Why should I explain myself to you? It's okay if you refuse me. Yet I also don't know what my guys will do if you can't give them the money.
No. Stop it.
Mom, stop making things worse. How can I help you? I'll do my best.
Tell me, whether Rachel is your biological daughter?
This. Fine. I'll tell you. Just leave my son alone. Rachel, I brought her home when she was a little... Wait a minute. Where did this girl come from?
My son was born unlucky, destined for mishaps. This girl can help him ward off bad luck.
Wonderful. You're now my son's shield. Be gentle.
Bad news? Ms. Muriel is missing. Tell our men to search for her in the entire city.
That's all. To protect my son. I brought Rachel home, who was dying at that time. I really didn't know. She was from the Muriel family.
Wrong. Rachel is indeed your daughter. I want Rachel to be blocked. Outside the Muriel family forever.
But she's from a powerful family. If they want, they can reveal my lie easily.
Just do as I say. Everything else is taken care of. I've bribed a doctor to forge Rachel's birth certificate. You just need to insist that Rachel is your biological daughter. The birthmark on her nape is also fake.
If it goes well, the Muriel family will hate Rachel. Besides, Mr. Chad will no longer believe her for her lies.
Isn't this what you always want? People as selfish and greedy as you can never accept it, while Rachel enjoys her luxurious life, leaving you behind.
Well, my lady, this is extremely dangerous. If the Muriel family finds out, our lives will be at stake. So it is not enough for you to pay off my son's debts? Am I right?
Well, you're indeed lowly. So greedy. I've already cleaned off your son's debt. And here's $500,000. As long as you do the job right, I'll give you another $500,000. Don't ever tell anyone else about our plan.
Sure. Rest assured. I'll do my best to destroy Rachel.
What's in your head?
Well, will my biological mother get disappointed when she sees me at the banquet?
Where is that coming from?
I'm neither pretty nor good at noble etiquette. Besides, I don't know much. Will I let her down? Mr. Chad,
Rachel, don't look down upon yourself. You're smart and kind. Besides, you're the student of Mr. Marine Zimmer. Everybody likes you.
Really?
When have I ever lied to you?
Well, are you one of them, Mr. Chad?
Of course not.
That makes sense. How could the powerful Mr. Chad like small potatoes like me?
I'm saying I'm obsessed with you. You're just like a shining star. You can catch my eye at any time. It's not only your kindness and wisdom that I love everything about you. My heart beats passionately for you only. I don't care if you are Ms. Muriel. The one standing by my side can only be you. And I'll always be there for you.
Sheldon?
Yeah. You're so proactive today.
You treat me the best in the world and also love me the most.
Still remember what the doctor said when you had a prenatal checkup?
Be careful with my diet and have more rest. And,
What?
well, no sex in 3 months.
When did the doctor say that? Should I give you a hint?
3.5 months ago.
What do you say?
As long as you like it.
Mr. Chad, Ms. Jones is making moves.
What an arrogant fool. Keep an eye on her and don't wake Rachel up. If she asks later, you just tell her. I have something to do, and we'll come to her at the banquet.
Got it.
Mrs. Chad, you're awake.
Where is Mr. Chad?
He has something to handle. You will see him at the banquet. Here are some garments. He prepared for you to pick out.
Rachel.
Mom, this is a bit much.
Good girl. Why are you still standing there? Go help Rachel dress up. Maureen, thanks to you, now I have my daughter back.
In the past few years, life has been tough for Rachel. You gotta make it up for her.
During my absence, Miss Chad really helped her a lot. I really don't know how to express my gratitude to you. From now on, Rachel will be protected jointly by the two great families. She'll be fine. Let's work together to make it happen. Everyone, welcome to this reunion banquet held for my daughter. It took me over a decade to find my daughter Rachel back. Today, I'm going to make Rachel the most honorable person in town. Babe, you've endured a lot these years. From now on, no one can bully you. I have something else to announce today at the banquet. I'm going to put Rachel in charge of the Muriel group. Starting today, she'll be the head of this family.
Rachel, you're a fraud. Don't you feel guilty posing as Mrs. Muriel's daughter over there?
You again. Today's is a big day for Rachel. What exactly are you here for? If you're here to cause any trouble, you better show yourself out.
Mrs. Muriel, I actually came to help you. She's not your biological daughter. Instead, her mother is a peasant.
The birthmark on Rachel's nape is the same as that of Ms. Muriel in terms of the location and shape. So, just stop talking nonsense there.
A birthmark can't prove anything. You, come here.
Rachel, it's all Mom's fault. I'm sorry that I can't give you a wealthy life.
Told you, I have nothing to do with you.
Rachel, it's okay if you want to cut ties with me. Yet it is impossible for you to deny the fact that I gave birth to you. We can't mess with the Muriel family.
Mom, are you all right?
What's going on? Why does she have your birth certificate? Aren't you my daughter? Is there some misunderstanding here? This woman is full of lies. Mrs. Muriel, don't be fooled by her.
Rachel, I know you like money, but you shouldn't have taken such a big risk posing as Mrs. Muriel's daughter.
You claimed she was your daughter. How do you explain her birthmark?
She got Ms. Muriel's birthmark from an excellent tattoo artist.
That's nonsense. I was born with that birthmark.
I didn't raise you well. Now, I really can't stand it anymore. Back then, I saw Ms. Muriel by the roadside and took her home.
Which road?
York Road. That's where you had a car accident.
Where is my daughter?
Rachel is always a naughty girl. When she was playing with Ms. Muriel, she accidentally pushed her into a well. The fall killed her. Immediately.
Never did such a thing.
Don't say nonsense. Keep talking.
I saw on TV you were searching the whole city for a girl with a heart-shaped birthmark on her nape. That's when I realized Rachel had made a big mistake. She's been bothered by our family's poverty. So, she never forget. Your daughter, at her 18, she asked me for $7,000 to get herself a tattoo, the same as your daughter's birthmark. Today, she finally got her way, posing as your daughter here.
How is that possible?
Mom?
Don't touch me. You're not my daughter? Is it true that you murdered my daughter? Tell me.
You gotta trust me. I really didn't do that.
Rachel, at this point, you gotta knock it off. Mom and I really can't stand it when you fool Mrs. Muriel like that. It's okay if you want to. Cut ties with us. How can you act as if it was not a big deal? That you pose as your victim? Do you even have a heart?
Stop beefing it up. The two of you just want to make my life difficult.
Rachel, I say you're now getting furious, for I revealed your lies. Before Mrs. Muriel and the guests, someone like you doesn't deserve Sheldon.
Rachel wouldn't do something like that. As long as I'm here, none of you can bully her.
That's enough. And stop bad guys from ruining this reunion banquet. I've already had my guy conduct a DNA test for Rachel and Mrs. Muriel. The results will be here soon.
Say you could stop. Just go ahead and finish your job here.
Do whatever you want. The fact that she's my sister can't be changed.
I was there when Rachel grew up. I know her the best. She's not a bad girl. Besides, the moment I saw her, her face reminded me of you instantly. My guy has checked her birthmark. No way. It is a tattoo she got to fool you? It was born with her.
So it is real. That's a relief. How dare you lie to me?
Mrs. Muriel, it's nothing strange that Mr. Zimmer takes his student's side. If Rachel was your daughter, wouldn't he get closer with the Muriel family? Who knows if he's colluded with Rachel to deceive everyone?
Exactly. Rachel, if you weren't lying, why didn't you come to find Mrs. Muriel until now? That's because she knows what her young daughter looks like. As she grew up, her look changed. That's when you got this chance.
A fake will always be a fake. Hurry up and go home with me.
Here come the DNA test results.
Is our lie going to be revealed?
Mom, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
What? Already lost the courage to face the results? You can't go anywhere now. Mrs. Muriel, the DNA test results will tell you if Rachel here is your biological daughter.
How is this possible? You're not my daughter. Have you already murdered her? Answer me.
Mr. Zimmer, This is the DNA test report on Rachel and Mrs. Muriel. You gotta be there on that day, and
No problem.
it's getting late. Why don't we grab a bite to eat before we check it?
Sure.
Rachel, you may enjoy this surprise I prepared for you. Are you gonna explain this report? How much longer will you lie to me? Give me back my daughter.
Are you behind this?
Enough. This is crazy. I almost believed a murderer was my daughter. Easy there, Mrs. Muriel. Things are not clear yet. No need to act in such a hurry. Besides, Rachel is now my son's wife. You really want to give us a hard time here?
Didn't expect Mr. Chad to marry such a cunning and deceitful person. I didn't see Mr. Chad at this banquet. I say he already knew who his wife was. He must feel ashamed to be here.
Get out of the Chad family.
Stop. Are you guys crazy?
You wretched fool. Quit your fancy dream.
Mom, I really didn't do what they said.
Guards, this person is suspected of murdering Mrs. Muriel's daughter. Take her to the police.
Let go of Rachel. Rachel. Don't worry, I'm here. Those who hurt my wife today are gonna pay.
You're finally here, Sheldon. Rachel got bullied like hell. Mr. Chad, your wife is full of lies and posing as my daughter. Still, I can let that slide. However, she murdered my daughter. This is completely unforgivable. I won't let her off easily.
Mrs. Muriel, who told you Rachel was posing as your daughter?
Sheldon, that DNA test report was delivered here by Mr. Zimmer. It clearly shows Rachel is not Mrs. Muriel's daughter. The fact is undeniable. How can you still defend her?
Isn't this the report you personally swapped?
I didn't see any guards there in Sheldon's office that day.
The report here is fake. Mrs. Muriel, the authentic one, is right here. It shows that you truly are Mrs. Chad's mother. Who knows if you're trying to fool Mrs. Muriel with a fake report. The Chad family is powerful. Forging a DNA test report is a piece of cake for you.
A report can be forged, but never this.
Double Dragon's box? How did it end up with you?
How come this box looks a bit familiar?
Mr. Chad, this box is the Muriel family's heirloom. Inside it, there is a jade pendant owned by the head of the Muriel family. With it, you can wield power in the Muriel family. What do you want to do? You want to be the leader of the Muriel family?
This actually belongs to my wife. John gave it to her. Besides, I can't open this box and take the pendant, even if I want to.
Of course you can't. To open that box, you gotta get the fingerprints of John's kids. I mean my daughter.
So, Sheldon's trying to use that box to... Oh no.
My wife is already the hostess of the Chad family. No one can shake her position. What's happening here today is about her reputation. I won't allow anyone to tarnish her even slightly. So, it took me a lot to find this box and bring it here.
Exactly. We will not let Rachel bear the blame for posing as your daughter. Give it a try. I won't let this slide if Rachel is proven to be a liar.
Ms. Jones, what should we do now?
Shut up.
Fingerprint verification failed.
How come is that? Am I really not a Muriel?
Turns out she's not a Muriel. Those detours I took are so uncalled for. Rachel, now, what else do you have to say? You imposter.
Rachel, I told you to knock it off, or else you wouldn't be in such a situation now.
Wouldn't it be better if you enjoyed your life as Mrs. Chad? Why did you insist on posing as Mrs. Muriel's daughter?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Muriel. I never hurt your daughter.
Shut up. Don't you ever speak of my daughter again? What? Guards, go get her.
Who dares to touch my wife?
Mrs. Muriel.
Rachel, what is inside this box? Is a jade pendant that represent the power of the Muriel family? Left for the boys and right for the girls. Come on, put your little finger on this. From now on, only you can open it. How about I leave everything to you?
Okay.
Go get doctor.
Sheldon, everything's coming back to me. My dad asked me to use my right hand to set up the box. Let me give it another shot.
Rachel, would you stop it? You can't even unlock this box.
Fingerprint verified succeeded.
Mr. Chad, it all came back to me. My dad is John Muriel, and my mom is...
Rachel, sweetie, it's all my fault. Sorry that I wronged you. It's all my fault.
Mom, it's not your fault. You've been looking for me for years. It must be hard for you to give me your trust. The one to be blamed is someone else.
Mr. Chad, I'm sorry. It was her? She asked us to do this?
Yeah, it was her. She gave me dear money and forced me to slander Rachel. Rachel, you gotta persuade Mr. Chad to let me and Mom go.
Shut up. You think you're worthy of being Rachel's family?
No, Sheldon. Don't listen to their lies.
This video shows all those crimes you've committed. What else do you have to say now?
You're so vicious. Pass on my order. Starting today, Laura, the Chad group will pull all investments out of the Jones group. Anyone who dares to work with her will be going against us.
Are you going to destroy us completely?
I've warned you before. Those who hurt my wife will not be forgiven. As for the two of you, never can you step into this city again. Guards.
No, Mr. Chad.
Rachel, I'm over the hill. From now on, you'll be in charge of the company. Besides, Mr. Chad treats you well. Your father, up in heaven. And I can rest assured.
Rachel, you made me realize a cold person like me can also be in love. With you by my side, I'm not jealous of people with countless treasures. That's because my treasure is right here beside me. I haven't proposed to you. Today, I'm making it up to you. We have plenty of time ahead of us. Would you marry me?
Yes.